set today, folks. Anyway, Sue here from Sue's DIY section again. Most of my videos at the moment are going to be about do-it-yourself stuff. It's now 10 to 11. I did get up quite early this morning. I've gone and done the animals. I've actually got the dinner in the oven. What else have I done? Yeah. Oh, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the front door, because now it's sort of dried. I'm not liking it very much because you can sort of see the paint marks on the door, so it's not really worked. The actual, you know, I told you I had a layer of varnish underneath. I think it stopped the stain from penetrating into the wood. So what I'm going to do is take it off again. So I'm going to actually, I've gone over it with some, well, just the top half, just to see if it worked. I've been over the top half with some spirit, white spirit, because I was looking on the tin, because I've now decided, instead of this Sandalene, which takes a long time to dry, and yeah, I think the door over there is dry now, but it did take a long time for the front door to dry. Can't wait that long for all these internal doors to dry. This one's still a bit tacky just there. So what I've decided to do, and which is what I did for the doors upstairs, I think, was I put wood dye on, not this sort of expensive stuff. So what I've decided to do, I've already done it. I bought some wood dye colour on last night with a lint-free cloth. That's what I didn't do. See, I should have put, because you know, like the paintbrushes you get these days, they're made of nylon. They're not very good for if you want to put stains on. You really need something a bit like a sponge or a cloth, rather than a brush. And I find that with this sort of like Sandalene, that's why I've never used it before. I can remember now, because I'm looking at the stairs. I've done all the doors upstairs, and I never used that for that. I used wood dye, because wood dye is quite cheap, and compared to that stuff, which costs £16 for that tiny little tin. And I think I'm not sure how much comes in the thing, but I know it's a tenner for the sort of tin that comes in a tin that you can, it's got like a little lid on, like a bottle. It's more like a bottle than a tin. And that is what I used for the doors before. And I remember the reason now was because it would be really expensive to maintain all this wood with something like this Sandalene or the Ronsil. They're both really expensive products. So I've learnt a lesson. Leaving this door here, because this one looks all right. There, that one there. But I bought exactly the same colour, so the Jacobean oak. And I'm leaving this door, where are I? That one, there. And I'm now going to show you the front door, because I've already sort of taken off some of the stuff. It's come off quite easy, because obviously it's just sitting on the top and it hasn't had time to age into the wood. So I think I'm just going to put paint stripper on it now. I did try it with the white spirit, and it is working, but I think it would be quicker with the paint stripper. And I've already got loads and loads of paint stripper, so I can easily do this, because we're not going to be stripping paint off of many more places, I hope. Well, I hope not. I don't want to be. Anyway, so I'm going to do the front door again today. I showed you all in here yesterday, and I'm going to sand down the walls where it's dried, and I'm going to repaint those walls, and I will do that on video. Wind's just got up. Let me just show you the front door. Here you can see, it looks a lot lighter on your camera, but you can see I've started taking off the stuff again. And it's coming off quite easy, so I'm just going to, and the bottom part of the door is really, really dark as well. But if you look here, I can show you what I mean. I think you can see it here. You can't really see it on this side of the door. You can see it there a bit. There, you can actually see the brush strokes of the brush. You can really see it on the outside of the door. Right, so if I hold it open, right, you can see this. This is the brush strokes of, oh, this is still tacky, so this should come off quite easy. You can see all the brush strokes. So the actual stuff isn't penetrating into the wood, it's just sitting on the top of the wood. which is no good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to like do it so we can take off the surface of the varnish and this stuff. So that's what we're going to do. I know this is wasted money, but you've got to do things, you know, if you're not satisfied with something. The front door's quite important because you keep coming through it every day. So it's something that you can't really ignore. You do notice it. So I'm going to do this in a minute, actually. Oh, it's nice outside. Sheep are all up on the field because it's... Yeah, it's outside. So the wind's dropped. Sort of. It's still a bit windy. I'm going to go and let Anu out later. But at the moment he doesn't like it when it's windy, so I can't let him out. As you can see, the gate over there, it's open. And we can't shut it because it needs fixing. So he's not allowed in the garden, so he can't come up to the house at the moment. But never mind. It's alright. Let's just go and check. No, we're not a gardening video. I nearly went to try and check that bed over there. Anyway. So what we'll do is, I'll just put the paint strip on and I'll let you see what it looks like afterwards. That's not very interesting, is it? Okay, so see you Dolbrodmaeth DIY section again today. And I've just coated some paint stripper on the doorstep, the outside of the door. As you can see, it's already coming off. So it's only a thin coat of varnish because I only coated it with a really thin coat of varnish and then a coat of stain, and it's actually coming off quite easily. So what we're going to, because what I've ordered, I just said, was some dye and some wax. So I think that'd probably be better. So we're going to do that on the front door. And then on the other doors, if they do need a sheen, I will put on the interior varnish, this tin that I bought, which is a light coloured oak. So if we do need to do that, but I think they'll probably be alright, and we might just put a bit of wax on them as well. I don't know, it depends how much hard work that is. Anyway, so I've coated the door again. So sometimes, you know, if you make a mistake and you don't be scared to rectify it, you know, just if you make a mistake, rectify it, because the front door part of this building is really, really important because it's the main part of the building that you see when you first walk in the whole place. So if the front door is looking a bit weird and you can see the brush strokes on it, then you need to do something about it. You can't just leave it. If it's a door that's inside the house that wouldn't be used very much, then yeah, then it wouldn't matter so much. But because it is the actual main front door to the building, and it's the first thing people come to, it's the first thing people see, it is really, really important to make sure that it looks all right. So, because as they come down here or round this corner from the car park, or down these steps from up there, not that they would ever do that unless they park their car over here, you know, the whole entrance is really important to look good. So what I'm planning on doing with the entrance is when it decides to stop raining ever one day, and because we got like this porch, see, it's a porch, so the front door is quite protected from this porch, and I want to do, while I'm here, when the weather's nice, I'm going to come out here and, oh look, there's a moth there. So oh, hello Mr. Moth, or Mrs. Moth. So we're going to clean this wall off, and I've got the paint already, the exterior paint. I will sort these cracks out here, these ones on the inside, and then I will sand it down, because you can see where they put the new windows in, they didn't make a very good job of finishing it. It's a bit crap. So anyway, I'm going to start painting it, and I want to paint this bit first. All this bit I'm going to paint, so all this bit round here under the porch. So if it rains, I mean, I can do this in the winter, you see, because it doesn't get wet. The rain doesn't go on any of these doors or windows down here. So I could do all of this bit, and this bit would look smart then. Then that makes us, then when we look at the rest of the building, we can see what it's actually going to look like. because the colour that's outside is going to be the colour that's inside. It's the same colour. So this colour in here that you can't see because it doesn't really get picked up on a camera at all is the same colour as the colour on the outside of the building, which will probably look different because of all the different light. You know, the way the light comes onto the building and stuff like that, so it all looks different. And you can't get a true colour here when I'm showing you on camera because it really doesn't come out on camera what I'm actually looking at. Oh, just looking there. I'm looking at that. Oh, it looks like I'm going to have to go over that again. I've just noticed, looking here, I don't know if you can see that. Well, you can, but that needs another coat of paint. That definitely needs, oh, I think this has only had, it had one coat, 2 coats. It's got to have 3 coats because this is the grey. So everything that was grey has to have 3 coats of paint, otherwise you can't. So I'm going to have to do this again. Oh yeah, I can definitely see because the light's shining on it. Can you lay down, Enki, please? Yeah, I can definitely see that it needs painting again. Yep, so I'm going to have to do that. It won't take me long because once you've painted it, I've painted it twice already. But these pillars here, this should be all right because that was already white. Yeah, so we're going to sand these bits down next. That's the next plan. I'm just going to check on the dinner because we're having dinner really early today. If we have dinner really early, I can get on and do lots of work and without stopping. It's absolutely freezing in there now because I had the door open. But I can't put heat on because it reacts with the paint and gives you a headache. Can't cope with that. I'd rather be cold. Wear more clothes. Anyway, I'll get on and I'll show you what I'm going to do next. I'm probably going to sand this. I'm not going to do that on camera though. It's probably going to make a lot of dust as well. So I've got to ask Simon how I empty the dust collector on the thing. And I will have to wear a mask. So all I wear is just this old mask that I don't wear no more because we're not wearing masks no more, thank God. So I just wear this old thing. At least it gets a use and it stops the dust from going in my lungs, which is the whole point of masks, stop dust. Anyway, okay, so it's 11:30, it's nearly dinner time. I'm going to get the dinner ready because we're going to have it for 12. Okay, I'll see you everyone. So I've stripped the door off again, so all of the varnish is off now and the stain. Okay, so that's what I've done. So it's come off. It is still darker because some of the stain, the stain, you know, the stain in the varnish would have penetrated into the wood. So that's what's actually happened. So it's still darker than it was. I haven't done the architrave bit because that looks all right anyway. So what I did was that I no, I didn't sand it. I used some water and a scrubby thing to start with, like a metal scrubby thing. That didn't really work because obviously it's oil-based stain. So I'll show you the outside of the door because you can really see that it's changed. So I managed to get it all off of the outside of the door. So it's all off. So I took it all back to the wood again. So now the door is extremely clean. It's had such a massive clean session. It didn't take me that long. And how I did it, so obviously I said that I put white spirit on it. So I started cleaning it with the white spirit to get it off. And then that didn't really work. So then I put paint stripper on. That did work. But getting it off was a bit of a bind. So I started with soap and water, but that didn't work because obviously it was oil based. So it just moved around. It didn't lift off, if you know what I mean, just moving it around. So then I dried that and then I thought I'll use white spirit. So to actually get it to come off of the wood, I actually used the scrubby thing in a pot with some white spirit and a clean cloth, right? So I used, oh, here it is. So in this little pot, you can see here, it looks really dirty now, but that's a little scrubby thing, one of them scary things, and white spirit. And I also used a cloth. I got through 3 of these scrubby things and 2 cloths. And I rubbed it all off and wiped it off, and now it's all off. It's off. So I wiped over it with white spirit, so it's nice and clean. It's ready for tomorrow to dye it. So we're going to use the wood dye. We're just going to do a test corner first. Yeah, we'll do it on the other side of the door. But the wood on the outside to the inside is like completely different kind of wood. It's completely different, as you can see. The wood on this side looks completely different to the wood on this side, which has this mottly weirdness going on, and a lot more porous, the door on the inside than it is on the outside. So it sort of sucked it in on the outside, but it just wiped off. Yeah, you know what I mean. Inside, outside, outside, inside. It's off on the outside. So that's the main thing. So don't be afraid if you make a mistake, like I did. This was a mistake. You know, the paint marks looked horrible. I thought that they would fade away once it dried, but no, they were still quite prominent. And as I said before, the front door is pretty important, as it's the first thing people see. I did wipe some marks off the step as well. I did take it off the step as well, because I want the colour to be the same. I don't want the doorstep to look a different colour to the front door. So I took it off there. So that's taken back to the wood now, and the varnish is off. The only bit I didn't really do, yeah, I done round here, but I didn't do this bit, because this bit looks all right. That really does look all right, that bit. So that's not been done. And obviously the outside, this bit hadn't been done anyway, because I ran out of the stuff. So, okay, so that's all porous, so that should suck in the dye like no one's business tomorrow. So anyway, that's what I did. Oh, pardon. I had my dinner a little while ago. So it didn't really take me that long to do. I just went ahead. So if you do something wrong, just undo it and start again. That's what I do. And I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong, if I've made a mistake. And I just change it. Just change it. You know, that's what I'm doing. So I'm learning on my feet. Everything that I'm doing in here is everything that I learned myself. I did rub down here, and I needed to get off that drip mark. So I managed to get the drip mark off. There was a drip mark of dye on there. So yeah, looking a bit different, but that I didn't want to rub it all off of the door. I mean, I could have got this all off if I was determined, but it seems as the colour that I've got coming is the Jacobean walnut, which it's going to be dark anyway. It's going to look like these doors, hopefully. That one there, which I didn't have to do anything to. It looks all right. See, this one doesn't have the brush strokes on it. You can't see them on this. It's a lot different, these doors. And also with these doors, you're not coming through them. The guests aren't going through those. And if they are, they're not really scrutinising the door. Whereas the front door is really important that you get it right, because it's what people see as soon as they walk up to the building. So that's what I did today. So I'm just going to turn the camera around. So the door didn't take that long. It's only because I've been stopping and starting all day. You know, it's like 10 past 3. But I haven't been doing the door for hours and hours and hours. I only done the door during the whole day for probably an hour and a half. I've done the door. The rest of the time I've made dinner. I've made a cake. I've washed up all the washing up. Yeah, so the actual door didn't really take that long. And I've just been deciding what I'm going to do next in my next video. So I haven't finished today yet. I'll finish about 5. So I'm going to just drink some of my nice coffee in my huge cup. Coffee is what keeps me going. So the next thing I'm going to do is sand the walls down. This should be messy. So I'm going to, I'll shut that door there and make sure the door at the top of the stairs is shut, so all the dust doesn't go upstairs. I might just keep the front door open while I'm just doing that. And I usually just wear one of those, you know, masks. I was going to wear I've got a proper mask for that, but I'm just going to wear this. I'm only going to be doing it for a few minutes. It's not going to be a major thing. It's just to take off the surface, and hopefully I'll be able to show you that I'm going to do that. Okay? Anyway, I'm going now. So the next video... Oh, please give me a like and a thumbs up. That will be in a separate video, the wall sanding. Okay? So please give me a like and a thumbs up. And I hope I'm teaching you something. If you... I just learned this stuff because I've done so much painting and decorating in my life, so much. And if I make a mistake, I just rectify it. And, you know, I know this one's a bit of a costly mistake because, you know, the Saddleline was like £16 for the tin. And I've only used it a bit on one door. But it was going to be doing both sides of the front door, and then I ran out of it. But never mind. I'm now replacing it with some dye, which I'll show you when it comes. It should be here tomorrow, I hope. If it's not here tomorrow, I'll be doing that video on Friday. But really, I want to get all down here done by Friday, and I'm on target to get it done by Friday because I painted it all yesterday, and I've got to do a couple more walls. I noticed by the clock I need to do that needs redoing. And yeah, this wall by the door needs redoing, where I got it all patchy at the bottom. I need to do the steps with the wood dye, all the wood round the base. That doesn't take long, really doesn't take long. And I'm going to put tape all the way round, masking tape, all round the architrave on the skirting board, so I don't get it on the wall. I don't want to keep having to mend the walls, you know. Yeah, because that way, if I make them a little mistake, I don't have to be so careful cutting in. I can just put the tape on and then just quickly paint it or put it on with a cloth I'm doing. So I'll have more control over it if I've actually got masking tape on the paint, if you know what I mean, around the bottom of the walls where the skirting board is. So that's what I'm going to do. So that might take a little while to put the masking tape on, but then when I go to paint it, like do all the skirting and the doors, I can just do the whole thing all at once, and that won't take very long, if you know what I mean. So I need to do the door jambs, the two doors, the bar and the other door to the lounge. I need to do the door jambs because I haven't done those yet, I don't think, like cleaned them to make sure there's no paint from when I strip the doors. I just noticed this door here looks really odd. It looks strange. I don't know, that looks odd, that door. I might have to, hopefully, when I dye it, these weird marks might disappear, I hope. It looks odd. I hope so, because I don't want to be scrubbing the doors again. I want to finish this job, but I want to get this finished by Friday. I'm on target. I might be opening. Might be. Oh, and I need to do this. I need to do the hold on. I need to do this. So when I get the wood dye, I'll do this as well. So that under the stairs, where the staircase is, needs to be done. All round the hatch bit where the office is needs to be done. But it won't take me long once I start doing it. I'm really quick at doing things, by the way. I don't waste any time. I can paint a whole room in a day. I did paint this whole lobby in a day because I needed to get it finished. I painted our whole lounge. I painted our restaurant. I painted the breakfast room. I'm now, once this is done, this bit, I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to start painting number 3. Yeah, that's my mission. Make a headboard. Yeah, we've got to make the headboards. We've got to get the electrician to do the electrics because I want the electrics behind the headboard, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'll show you all that. And I also want to do something to the front of the counter here, like make a sort of squashy, soft front of the counter with sort of like whatever, something that you can wipe. So that when people come in, it looks softer and nicer. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. Anyway, and then, that. Oh yeah, that's a point. I need to go and check out what's put on these quarry tiles to clean them and to make them look nice. I do have some special polish, but I think the tiles are so dirty. I don't want to use any really nasty chemicals though. I know there's a sort of acid you can use. I really don't want to use that because of my dog and myself. I don't actually want to do that. If there's an easier way of doing it, I will. I will have a look. I did look at some red tile paint once, but I don't know, I think that might be a bit much. Yeah, the tiles are really porous now. These quarry tiles on this floor are really old, but they're really porous, so I'm going to look up a few videos and see how to clean quarry tiles. Or you might know how to clean quarry tiles. Let me know in the comments below if you do know. Thank you. So thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon in the next video where I'm going to sand the walls down if you're interested. Bye for now. Bye.